1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Hello and welcome back to Mega Man ZXA. This time we are going to be taking the train to get to Legion, which is what we were trying to do at the start of the game, and we're unable to. Yo, Brother Gray, we've been waiting for you. Everything's sorted. Check it out, she's all fixed and ready to go. You just give the word. Shall we go to Legion? Yeah, here we go. All aboard. Oh, I guess we didn't actually ride the train. So this time I'd like to talk more about daily life for me lately. Right now I've got a lot going on with university, so it's been on my mind quite a bit. Like, by the time this goes up, yesterday I've had a midterm exam, and then today I've also got a speech I had to perform in my Japanese class, so by the time this goes up I'll know how it went, but until then it's still 2 days away for me. Oh, they've just got a bucket. I'll buy a bucket. Yeah, we had to write our own speech in Japanese, and then we'll have to perform it. Most of the class already did, but I'm in a group that's doing it later than a lot of the others. So I wrote my speech about Japanese food because it's something I've been interested in lately, and I've been trying my hand at doing it too. I've been making, I have the rolled chashu I made a couple times. And cooking's a big passion for me. I really like to cook. It's what I went to college for before. Now I'm back in university trying to get my linguistics degree, so it's kind of all over the place, I guess, but I don't think it's too bad. So I'm hoping that my midterm didn't go too bad yesterday. It's weird to talk in the future past tense like that. So here we want to use Fefner. Guess you can break this. Oops. Shoot. That's not the move I thought it was. Where's this other move? Huh. Oops. So yeah, my class tomorrow is environmental sciences. And it's not a class I'm the best in, but I'm hoping I could do okay. Oh, that thing's bad. There we go. Yeah, I'm hoping I can get a decent mark in that class, because it's not one that's required for my degree, but it's nice to have the electives. And I just need hours in general for my classes. I'm in my second year so far. Oh, I guess I'll read. Did you hear that? What was that loud noise? There's a shootout somewhere. I wonder if Maverick's got the jump on us. I can't get through to the Sage Trinity. This doesn't look good. Legion headquarters is this way. Let's hurry. Yeah, probably after I finish my recording here, I'm going to start studying for my midterm. Or continue studying for my midterm. But that's a thing of the past by the time this is up. I don't think the midterm should be too bad because I've had to do things with nature and that in the past when I was in Scouts for a number of years. So hopefully that transfers over. I've done one midterm in the class and it went okay, so I think I can do it. I was just always nervous to have a bunch of big assignments all right in a row together. Oh, there's some health. Oh. No. Oh. That was unlucky. No, I'm back outside already. Yeah, this is a bit of what's going on for me right now. Friday should be better. That'll be when I can kind of unwind and relax a bit after this busy week with the midterm and the speech. And I think I've got the speech in my Japanese class, and then the same class I also have a unit test for our textbook, so it's kind of a double whammy. I think it should be okay though. That class is going alright. I think last semester I got an A or a B in the class, which is in the 90% range. So I think this semester I could do it as well. I know one topic that people were asking me about before. I haven't seen any requests so far at this point in time, but when I first mentioned making this channel, people on Hello Talk were asking about discussing what life in Canada is like, which isn't my favorite topic, but I think it's an okay topic to cover. So I've been living in Canada for my whole life. I live in central Canada, which is kind of the middle of nowhere. There's not a lot going on over here. It's mostly plains where I live, which means it's just flat. There's not really hills even. Oh, here we get to fight phantoms, so
target acquired. Initiate information analysis. Commence planned combat procedure. Input response.
Oh man, this guy's the weirdest of them all.
Invalid input. Input response.
Well, if this is the only way for me to find out who I really am...
Response accepted. Commence combat. Mega merge.
So this guy, while he sounds like a robot, I think as far as I'm aware, he isn't, like, in the sense of a brainless robot. He moves pretty quick. Get him though. Oh, jeez. I'm gonna use the energy tank here. So yeah, I've been living in Canada for my whole life. Where I am, surprised he was in the same spot both times. I've never had that before. Yeah, it's not the best place to live where I am. It's not the worst place either. It's just kind of boring. There's no... The scenery is not the best. It's just kind of flat farmlands most of the time.
Damage. Critical. Hazardous to proceed with combat engagement. In present condition, retreating.
So yeah, there we got Model P's data. Extracting from code CE71 to FC60. Expanding report data. You who have broken the second cipher now stand at a fateful crossroads. If you continue to read this data, there is no turning back. You too are part of this plan. Biometal has the ability to give its chosen one superhuman powers and combine to become a new life form. This combination results in a Mega Merge, the transformation into a Mega Man. I've decided to select a new chosen one suitable for Model W, the next step in evolution. Finding a suitable candidate in this world is nearly impossible. But I can do it because as one of the Legion's Sage Trinity, I know everything about the world.
Model W was created by one of the Sage Trinity?
That means that he and Prometheus are connected somehow, behind the scenes. And it means that we can't even trust the Sage Trinity. Yet you still want to go?
Come on, Model A. They're the only ones who know about us.
The data recorded on me is getting more and more outrageous.
So yeah, as far as the people where I live, are often regarded as friendly people. What is this place? I can't see a thing in here. Try morphing into Shirnak. Maybe that'll help. Touch the Sarnak icon on lower right of the sub display. That grammar's kind of weird. Should be on the lower right of the display. The sub display will change into a radar scope. You'll be able to see the landscape at any positions. Should be able to attack enemies by pressing R to touch their location indicators on the sub-display. But unfortunately, there's no way out of this room. I know, jump and press up on the control pad. With Sarnak's ability, you should be able to grab onto that contraption. Give it a try. So yeah, here's our little tutorial. It's just telling you what you can do. Oops. No, I don't want to do that. Yeah, the people here are generally regarded as nice. Often if you have car troubles on the side of the road, people stop to help you out. It's kind of a friendly community. Well, not community, I guess province in general, but I've always found it a little bit boring living where I live, just because there's not a whole lot to do. And if there's one thing to know about Canada, it's that it's a very big country, so there's a lot of space. Rather than lots of room for everything, there's just lots of space with nothing in a lot of parts. Like, we're the second largest country by size, but population is not a whole lot, because we're all just spread out into clusters and decent living areas, and that's about it. Oops. Got off that a little bit early. Oh! Oops. Oh, it's nice that it puts us back here. Yeah, I think overall, most people who come to Canada, I think the typical places to go are either Toronto or Vancouver. I think that's what's common. I'd say mostly because for Vancouver, it's one of the larger Asian residence areas. Like, there's more Japanese people living there than I think anywhere else in the country. Meanwhile, where I live, I think there's something like 2,000 people in my entire province are Japanese, and there's I'd say a fair amount more Chinese people here, but still there's a lot more in Vancouver, and even Toronto has quite a few. So if you're planning to come to Canada from Asia, maybe those are the places to go rather than the middle of the country like Manitoba or Saskatchewan. Our government here is, a lot of people don't like to hear it, but it's pretty much on par with the United States. There's not a whole lot differentiating us in that regard. I think right now, or not so much anymore, but before, people were just happy about Justin Trudeau being our Prime Minister, because a lot of people just like guys with good looks, and that's what he was. But unfortunately, that doesn't help make a better politician or anything. Yeah, I think overall, if you're looking for somewhere to move to, Canada's not a bad place as long as you go to the right areas. The East Coast, I think, scenery-wise, well, if you like the mountains, then the West is a nice place.
I can't stand Mavericks.
It's hard to believe that they're cooperating.
On the West, we have the Rocky Mountains, but in the East, Nova Scotia is more of, well, Nova Scotia, Newfoundland, Prince Edward Island, that kind of area is the Atlantic side of things. And scenery-wise, I think it's a lot nicer over there.
They may be taking orders from a leader.
I took a trip down there before, and as far as seafood goes and the trees, there's lots of nice trees for watching in the fall, for changing colors. It's really nice. Just driving around. It's a lot hillier than where I live as well, so it was actually took a little bit getting used to the difference in air pressure from the heights. But once I got used to it, it was really nice being out there.
What do they want? To make enemies with every nation on the planet?
Unfortunately, there's not a lot of jobs. There's not a lot of jobs right now on the East Coast, so a lot of people are having to leave, but if there were more jobs there, I think that would be the place I would want to go in Canada.
Want? What if they're just fed up with the world?
What?
A new rule for the evolution of the ultimate Mega Man. And there's one scientist who wants to see that evolution through to its end.
What are you saying? No! You didn't!
I have a proposal. A proposal to this world I've led for centuries. A system to come up with fair solutions based on the doctrine of the Sage Trinity. If you're opposed, then just try and stop me.
Hey, isn't that biometal?
2 of the ciphers have been broken. I wonder just how much information has been compromised. I wanted to dispose of you sooner, but things didn't go exactly as planned.
You are the one who's been trying to have us killed?
Don't look so angry. Welcome to Legion, defective.
Master Albert!
We will meet again. You are, after all, made in my image.
I see. I'll tell you everything we know. With these mechanical bodies, we've been able to live for centuries. When Albert became one of the Sage Trinity those centuries ago, he was already working on Model W. Also, I looked you up in our database, Gray.
And what did you find out about me?
Well, there was no data on you. It appears that you never existed.
That's ridiculous! You're lying!
I'm not sure what you are, but Albert said that you were made in his image. I'm afraid that because you showed up, he had to speed up his plan. I'm not exactly sure why, though.
I come all this way, go through all that, almost get killed, and all you can tell me is that you don't know anything?
Gentlemen, bad news. We have Mavericks showing up all over the world. Albert has started hunting for food for his Model W.
He knows the jig is up! He's going for a Hail Mary! Let's go, Gray!
But...
Come on! Let's go make Albert tell us everything he knows! And yeah, we can do heroic rescues along the way.
I can't. I don't know anything about myself or the world. How can I stand up to Albert, who knows everything?
But I know you! You're a tough-talking, stubborn kid who helps people he doesn't know, without expecting anything in return. A kind, crazy fool. Are you just gonna let people suffer? Some conscience you have. What happened to, I shouldn't need a reason to save lives?
You're right. There's still something I can do. Let's go, Model A. Maybe we can't win, but we're the only ones who stand a chance of beating Albert.
Thank you, Gray. I'd like you to go on another mission. I want you to stop Albert's plan and save our world. I've added new transport destinations to the Transerver. I'm counting on you.
That's an easy enough mission, right? Just save the world. So anyways, we're coming up on the save point here, and that'll be the end of this episode. So thank you so much for watching, and again, if you have anything you'd want me to talk about in these videos in the future, just feel free to leave a comment or let me know on any other way you have to access me. Thanks so much for watching, and hopefully see you all again soon.